The weather phrase you've probably heard over and over this summer, Super El Niño. But what is El Niño? What does it mean for us on the Central Coast? And what makes it super? I'm going to break down the science and explain why this winter could look very different.
Just like the weather changes from winter to summer, the weather also changes over many years, several years, and we get what we now know as an El Niño every several years for reasons we don't completely understand, but the weather changes. We get much more rainfall usually, which means flooding and landslides. The ocean is warmer and we tend to get bigger waves, bigger storms, often coming from the southwest instead of the northwest, and that's hit a lot of the shoreline in Santa Cruz County.
That's Gary Griggs, an expert in coastal geology and distinguished professor at UC Santa Cruz. El Niño is one phase of a long-term climate cycle called El Niño Southern Oscillation. It's the leading cause of changes in temperature, precipitation, storm tracks, hurricanes, and other climate phenomena around the entire globe. El Niño happens when ocean temperatures in the equatorial Pacific rise by more than half a degree Celsius above normal. A super El Niño, officially called very strong by NOAA, happens when those same ocean temperatures rise by more than 2 degrees Celsius above normal. That's more than 3.5 degrees Fahrenheit. You're looking at the current anomaly here, which right now is at strong levels, but expected to reach very strong by this winter. We expect this winter to feature high-intensity, frequent storms that sweep through California, bringing heavy rain, flooding, and damaging swell. This is due to a southward shift in the jet stream and increased moisture transport from the tropics, which happens to be the exact setup for atmospheric rivers. And that's the concern for this coming winter.
The big things that happened, particularly in 82, 83, really big waves came at really high tides. And so places that normally are protected, like Capitola, Rio del Mar, Sea Cliff, were all hammered. A lot of damage, houses were destroyed, houses were damaged, roads were closed. And that was kind of a wake-up call. It was probably the biggest El Niño in half a century.
Previous Super El Niño events have produced some of the wettest winters ever in California history, as in 1982-83 and 1997-98. Those winters remain etched in the minds of people who live in the mountains.
It's a harsh winter up there when an El Niño's in town, so the surf is big, the weather's bad, it's just a lot of rain. Up in the mountains, we had a lot of flooding, a lot of trees come down. There's a creek on our property that turns into a raging river. We will have mudslides and trees will come down and the highway will close and it'll be a mess and all the back roads will be impacted.
But not all Super El Niños are the same. I spoke with one Santa Cruz surfer with a bit of a different perspective on our most recent very strong El Niño.
What I think a lot of us surfers think about is what it was like in 2016, the last time we had an El Niño, and how good the waves were and how many spots that usually aren't that good that often were good. So I think we're all kind of hoping that could happen again.
While we can't say for sure what will happen this winter, and damaging storms do occur outside of El Niño, a Super El Niño increases the likelihood that we experience damaging storms here on the Central Coast. In the case of this coming winter, all of the indicators point towards our next very strong El Niño happening.
Wow,
Yeah,
extremely informative.
Yeah.
Great job, Kyle. That was excellent. El Niño expected to contribute to further warming of the planet in 2026.
And climate scientists say the impacts of El Niño may be more severe due to rising global temperatures and is a worldwide concern as changes to rainfall patterns lead to drought in agricultural regions and ultimately cause food shortages.